Equation for excellence, how to make your child excel at math. And I want to talk to you today about something that I have in common with a very large number of public school teachers. Now listen, I've talked a lot about how public schools are the largest, most expensive, and most damaging welfare program in the world. But there's something where I agree with most public school teachers. I think that Common Core is the absolute worst math program in existence. Now, here's where the disagreement stops. Because I disagree with Common Core, because I think that education begins with the truth, I think that a teacher has a responsibility to stand up for what they believe in, and because of all those things, I refuse to teach Common Core. That's not that there's no demand for it. Every parent with a kid stuck in government schools wants somebody to help with Common Core. But because of my own educational principles, I am unwilling to help damage a child's education. I'm happy to help with homeschooling. I'm happy to help teach math beforehand. I'm happy to help with AP calculus. I'm happy to help with everything. But I don't teach idiocy because the job of an educator is to educate. And education is about truth and it's about excellence. Now let's compare that to public school teachers who also, like me, think that Common Core is bad. What do? Do they stand on principle? Do they refuse to teach something that they know is wrong? Do they stand up for what's right and act as an example to the people who look up to them? No, just the opposite. Instead, they teach a system that they know is wrong. When you teach a system that you know is wrong, you're not an educator. You're just a guy in front of a classroom talking about nonsense. Now, my exhortation to public school teachers is do what so many have already done. Leave government schools. You didn't get into education to do the wrong thing. You wanted to do the right thing, but right now, if you're teaching something like Common Core, then you're doing the wrong thing. Education's about standing up for what's right because that's the most fundamental truth you can teach to any student that looks up to you. You can't tell students to do the right thing while you yourself do something that you don't believe in. Now, if you think that Common Core is a good math teaching system, I think you're wrong. But at that point, the issue is that I think that you're incompetent to teach math, not that you're immoral. But if you know, as everyone knows, that Common Core is the wrong way to teach math and choose to continue to do that, that's not just a question of being lazy, that is a question of being immoral. And you cannot do that and call yourself an educator. Now, there's so many other options. There's private tutoring, there's all kinds of educational companies all over the world, ranging from those that are designing video games to those that are designing different types of classes, seminars, you name it. Education is the biggest growth industry in the world because it's so important. If you're passionate about education, leave public schools. You don't have to stay there. A lot of times in life, we get stuck in places where through a series of seemingly good decisions, we end up in the wrong place. That's okay. That's life. But the question is, what do you do when you get there? Or let me ask you this. What would you tell your students to do if they got there? For example, if a student got involved in some sort of a gang, would you tell the student to just keep on doing it, try to change it from the inside, or would you tell them to do the right thing and leave? That's the position you're in right now. You're on the wrong side of this issue. Common Core is wrong. If you're teaching it, you are on the wrong side of how to teach math. But you don't have to stay there. You can leave that side anytime you want to. There's no better time than the present, especially during the summer, to start looking for other options, plan your next move, and leave government schools. I'm Marvin Vora. I'm the author of The Equation for Excellence, how to help your child excel at math. And my request and exhortation to you is, if you care about math, if you care about education, leave government